Now we shall go for the next part, that is the terms more often used in case of the first chapter and the second chapters. The first is the goods. So what do you mean by the goods? The goods are nothing but they are any physical tangible objects which are used to satisfy the human wants. Okay, the goods are nothing but the visible items which we are going to come across. For example, it can be a pen, or it can be a mobile phone, or it can be a pencil, whatever. So these goods are used to satisfy the wants, and they are visible in nature, and we can feel and we can touch it. So they are called as what here? Goods. So we are going to use the many types of the goods such as the necessaries, comforts and luxuries to satisfy the wants. So after goods is the services. So what do you mean by the services? The services can be called as intangible items, or they can be called as invisible items, which can be felt only by the people who are going to give the services, but are not felt by the people who are going to take the service. For example, the services of a singer, actor, doctor, lawyer, wherein much of the mental capacity is required rather than the physical capacity. So the services can be called as intangible items, or the service like doctors, lawyers, who can also satisfy our wants. The next one is what here? Individual. So here individual is nothing but he is a person, or he can be called as a decision making unit. So it can be a firm, or it can be a single person, or it can be a household, whatever. So they can be called as what here? Individuals. The next one is what here? Resource. The resource means those goods and services which are used to produce other goods and services. For example, they can be also called as the raw materials, and there are other services such as the land, labor and capital, and tools and machinery. The next one is allocation of resource. So allocation means what here? The distribution of the resources in order to satisfy the wants, and which are devoted in order to produce each of the goods and services. The next one is institution. It is usually defined as an organization with some of the purpose. That's called as an institution or an organization. The next one is the organization of the economic activities. So how the various economic activities of a country have been organized. So in the whole world, the various economic activities can be grouped under the three heads. One is centrally planned economy, second one is the market economy, third one is the mixed economy. So what do you mean by the first one, that is the centrally planned economy? A centrally planned economy is one which is completely owned and managed by the government, and there is no role for private sector to play. So for example, China, North Korea. So these two countries can be called as a centrally planned economy, or they can be called as a socialist economy. So here private sector has nothing to play an important role. So everything will be decided by the government. That is, what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. It is all decided by the government. The service is the main motto. The profit is not its main motive. So there is no difference between rich and poor, and everything belongs to the government. So that's called as a centrally planned economy, or it can be also called as a socialist economy. The second one is the market economy. So what do you mean by a market economy? A market economy is one wherein the private sector will play an important role, and here everything has a price, and the price is a balancing wheel in case of a market economy. And most of the capitalist countries like USA, UK, Japan, Germany, all they come under a capitalist economy. And in case of a capitalist economy, the poor has been completely neglected, and only the rich people are going to play important role, and even the market force will supply those goods which are required by the rich people but not the poor. And the basic problems like what to produce, how to produce, and who to produce are decided by the market forces, and the profit is the main motive. The third one is the mixed economy. So what do you mean by a mixed economy system? It is a system where there is a coexistence of public as well as the private sector. Some of the examples of the mixed economy are India, Cuba and Brazil, Sri Lanka. So in case of mixed economy, one side there is a government which will take care of the middle class and the poor people, and on the second side there is a private sector or a market economy which will take care of the rich. So the goods like comforts and luxuries are supplied by the market economy, whereas the necessary goods and the defense goods and some other goods of the national importance are distributed by the government. So the government as well as a private sector will go hand in hand in case of a mixed economic system. Now So this is about the some of the main concepts under the first chapter, and the notes and question papers and other things will be sent up in the WhatsApp group. So please go through it and make use of the time. Thank you.